be loco to mess with us. Don't you know we're dangerous? We'll kill you. I'll kill you!
In a ton of games, particularly JRPGs, the plot comes to a point where it completely blows ass. It just sucks. However, part of why Xenoblade is my favorite game ever is that, in my opinion, that point simply does not exist. Yeah, there's parts I like more than others, of course, but the Kumara arc just isn't in this game, and neither is Haru, so that's another point. Sure, it might not have the highs of its successors, but one word defines Xenoblade 1 for me: consistency. No matter where I'm at in the game, I can have a blast. So what might drive people away from this stunning, absolutely groundbreaking... Let's not kid ourselves, not everyone has time for this. Even watching the cutscene movie or let's play from someone who knows what they are doing on YouTube is a few days worth of free time. That's why I'm working on a project to make this stupid ass game more accessible and make the cutscene movie not 10 hours but like 3. How will I do that? I have no idea. To show myself that this potentially could be done, I cut down what many people consider the greatest and most pivotal cutscene from a little over 3 minutes to a little over 2. My goal is to convey all the feelings that the original scene had, while not necessarily enhancing it, but at least condensing it. But what's my background in this? I'm an amateur editor currently making the big bucks with Panda Global. Most of my work involves taking a 3 to 10 hour stream and building a narrative around it for a YouTube video. As such, I know a little bit about the power of editing, but that's just for stupid YouTube videos with jokes. Granted, this is also a stupid YouTube video with jokes. Hey. Donald Trump. That's a part of the reason I've taken on something like this. I just want to learn more about what makes a scene tick. So first, let's analyze what makes Lost good. I won't be showing the entirety of Lost here, so just pause this video and watch one of the greatest cutscenes of all time. Go, do it. Alright, now that we're back, we can continue talking about cute boys. First off, the context. You win from each individual mechon being an issue because you don't have the Monado, and that's the only reason, to having it and each fight being a joke. You're led to believe that the Monado is just the bee's knees, and then Metalface comes around and swats new players like flies. And little bitches. Simply put, after a little bit of denial, like maybe I'm doing something wrong, it feels hopeless, but Fiora is not clued in on that. While some people might criticize visions as a plot device, I think Shulk and the player being forced to watch Fiora die twice is a brilliant decision. At this point, he's aware that visions can be changed, but it just adds to the feeling of hopeless and powerlessness. This is also a great display of character for Metalface, well before he can even talk. It's also a display of character for everyone else. Shulk getting too caught up in his own head to notice he's actually going to die, Dunban's experience in war shining through to save both Shulk and Rhine, and Fiora's sort of tunnel vision when upset. Yet, a new rarely seen trait is shown, Dunban's weakness when it comes to his sister. This is of course played around with later, but setting it up here makes sense. Also, Metalface throwing away her body is, it's so good. He just wanted to use her as a tool for emotional damage, and now that she's dead, she's only good to throw out. But as said before, through both gameplay and the cutscene, there's just a feeling of utter helplessness. As a driving force for the rest of the game, yeah, it's pretty good. It's brief, it's concise, only 3 minutes 15 seconds for a cutscene that changes everything, but how can we make it even shorter? This is my revised version of Lost. I'll talk about all my thought processes, but first, let me play it once in full.
The Monado! It's not working!
Oi! What do you mean?
How can that be? The Monado should cut through Mechon with ease. What is that light? Other Mechon don't have that.
Shoot! Ryan, get down! Stay back!
I'll take it from here.
No! You can't take anymore!
Everyone!
Fiora! What did I just... Fiora! Get back!
I won't let you hurt any more people. We will save Colony 9!
Fiora! Get out of here! Run!
First off, to get cleaner cuts, I modded the game to remove all background music because the game doesn't have a slider for that in cutscenes. Haha, please clap. Self-congratulations aside, I cut chunks deductions on the lights because I thought it'd personally be better for me if it was kind of implied. Also, noticeably, I increased the tempo of the cutscene as a whole, going as far to cut off Ryan's second line. Since this is for the cutscene movie, I wanted to give the viewer the impression of everything going very wrong very fast. Now when Fiora arrives, I wanted Metalface's attention to go to her immediately before she even wipes out any Mechon and seems like a considerable threat at all. I mean, keep in mind, Metalface doesn't want to just beat Dunban, he wants to break Dunban. As soon as Dunban acknowledges Fiora with desperation in his voice, I just wanted Metalface to zero in on that instantly. I kept in shock watching Fiora die twice just because it's really good. On to Fiora. Throughout Lost, she has this sense of false hope, and I wanted to give the viewer the same feeling, as if she could do it by making it seem as if her and Metalface are trading blow for blow. However, once her final attempt fails, I thought it was very important to make sure the music also goes somber, which is something Xenoblade is excellent at doing with the same songs throughout different cutscenes. Next, I moved Dunban's weakness to before she actually dies, just because Dunban is kinda experienced with this whole war thing, so despite not seeing anything like Metalface before, he kinda knows how it's about to go down. I cut away from the artillery unit before it's even swarmed by Mechon, just to kind of emulate how Metalface thinks this isn't about her anymore, it's you and me. Also, the bloody claw, it's just too iconic to take out. Can we agree, fellas? So that's my analysis on both Lost and how I would condense and change it. I plan to do more of these in the future, so subscribe if this is something you want to see more of. If you're subscribed and missed it, I made a 40-minute video on Persona 5 Royal. Sorry that this video didn't have many of the side splitters, I just think this is a good cutscene, guilty as charged, but I'm pretty sure that isn't even a crime.